Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and first of all, happy July. And for today's video, we're gonna be going over my finances from the month of June 2022. Again, happy July. I cannot believe it is already July. We have 6 months of the year left. The first 6 months were okay. And I'm hoping that the rest of the year is much better, much stronger, but we can obviously just prepare for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. I'm gonna go over the money goals that I had set for June, just some general money updates, and then I will take you through my spending as well as my savings and net worth update. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with my money goals, rip off the Band-Aid and say that I did not hit either of them. So I wanted to reach $18,000 saved for my student loans. I did not reach that. I only saved like $386 or something for my student loans in June. I will give you an update on all of that, but the total amount that I now have saved is $17,419.60, and if we subtracted that from my $36,000 student loan debt, I would be left with $18,580.40. Yeah, so didn't hit that goal. We'll talk more about you'll see why in like all of my spending. The other goal I set was to reach $2,000 between my income, my online income, and my extra income. I did not reach that. I think I was only at like 1,200, 1,300-ish. Yeah, about 1,250. Again, you'll see all of that in my spending update. But that's all I want to say there. It will all make sense when I actually go through everything. I did want to give an update, and okay, so I made a decision in June, and it is making me feel so much better. And some people may not think this is the right thing to do, but I think it is. So I decided to stop putting money toward my emergency fund, and any of that money that I was putting toward my emergency fund is now going to be going toward my student loan debt. My goal for 2022 was to reach $9,000 in my emergency fund, and I had a plan. If I put $600 per month to my emergency fund, I actually would end up with like $10,000 by the end of the year, assuming I don't use a lot of it. So that was my plan, and I felt really good about it. But now, after I had a conversation with my boyfriend, and basically, I knew this, but when just hearing it from somebody else, it did put things into perspective. So he was like, you have $6,000 in your emergency fund, which I have over $6,000 now in my emergency fund. I hit that in May. That's the most I've ever had for emergencies, which I'm very grateful to say and very happy about that. But I did want it to continue to grow. But he said, you have $6,000 in your emergency fund. You have, $17,000 plus in your student loan savings. And yes, this is for student loans, but if you absolutely needed that money for an emergency, you could use it. Like that's there, that cash is there. Plus I have money in my sinking funds and all that. So between everything that I have, I have like over $25,000 saved in cash. I think I'm fine. Because of that, I decided I would stop putting the $600 to my emergency fund. I started in June. I did not put $600 to my emergency fund in June. And for the rest of the year, I'm not going to either. And yeah, that makes me feel so much better, to be honest, because yes, I do want my emergency fund to be higher, but I don't think I need it to be that high right now, and I eventually will get there. But I want to prioritize my debt over my emergency fund now that I've reached a pretty solid amount of $6,000, and it will continue to grow a little bit because it's in my high interest savings account. Yeah, so automatically that allows me to put $600 to my student loans each month, and that is like, I know that for sure that's what I'm going to do. It's probably going to be on my second paycheck of every month. I'll just automatically put the $600 to my student loans. But now I should be making a little bit faster of progress, and I think it'll just make me feel better overall. So that's one major update. I can read through a couple. I wrote a blog post, by the way. I write a blog post every single month on my money update, and usually I go into a bit more detail there. One thing I noted was that June was my lowest income month since like 2020, which is insane, kind of disappointing. I only you'll see my income, but it was like $4,700 total after tax, and that's kind of a bummer. It is the summer, so that's when I typically see a decrease in my income, but $4,700 is pretty low considering everything that I pay for. I also saved the lowest amount of money for my student loans for the lowest amount since a year ago, which it was interesting because I looked back at June 2021 and I saved just about the same. So this month was 386. Last year in June, I think it was 387. I did purchase my new laptop, so I will be filming on that. I had mentioned that in a couple of videos. I absolutely love it. I am happy about that purchase. And then my old laptop is posted for sale on eBay. I think I can make more money there versus sending it into Apple. They were only offering 110, and that's after they like check everything. So I'd probably make under 100. So I have it up on eBay for a little over 200. Also, the final update is that my high yield savings rate has been increasing. So I do have Marcus by Goldman Sachs. For the last couple of years, it's been at like 0.5%, and every couple of weeks they keep on increasing it, which I'm so happy about. Now it's at 1.2%, but I do have referrals, so I'm actually earning 1.7%. And if you're interested in earning 1.7 or higher, if they increase it, then be sure to use my referral link. You get 0.5% higher for 3 months. And I'm excited to see this finally going up. I know it doesn't make that huge of a difference, but yeah, it does allow me to make more money. And now that I have more money saved, it's actually yielding much more. Okay, so let's go to my screen and go over my spending and all the fun stuff. Okay, here we are on my spreadsheets. You can get this for free. It will be linked down below. You do have to make your own copy. Please do not ask for access, but you can get access to these templates. Now we're gonna go over my income for June, per usual, starting with my work income. I earned $3,685.80. This is actually a little bit higher, like $20 higher, because I was reimbursed for a meal. We had like a virtual lunch and they told us to order anything. And yeah, that was like 20 bucks that they reimbursed. So you'll see that in my food out spending. Also, I realized that for July, my July budget, I said that I was expecting like 3,800 in income, but that is incorrect. It should be, I think it's gonna be around 3,600. Not enough, to be honest. Okay, business income was fairly low. Actually, I think this was higher than last month, but still not as high as I would like it to be. I earned $1,207.57. Of course, if you're interested in where this money comes from, I do upload a video every month explaining the breakdown of that. Other income, or extra income, whatever you want to call it, $38.70. This is the lowest amount I have made in a long time. Usually I'm like making a few hundred per month. So this was sad to see. I thought I would be making more. I think it should be higher in July because I do have things that I'm expecting. But yeah, this was a lot lower than I anticipated, but we'll work on that. So my total income, $4,932.07, and then after tax it comes to like $4,700 or so. I did pull some from my sinking funds. That is $1,405.79. This was from my MacBook savings, so you'll see how much I actually paid for the MacBook and the difference there. So let me go ahead and go into my spending. For taxes, I budgeted $250, which, you know, that should be about what I need, but I ended up only doing $200 because I've purchased a lot more this year that I can write off, and I think $200 will be fine for June. So that's what I saved. I always put this just in my high yield savings account and use that money, pull that money out when I need it for my quarterly estimated taxes. Next, sinking funds, I budgeted $1,200, but as I said in my updates, I did not put $600 to my emergency fund, so I did $600 to all of my other sinking funds. Roth IRA, my goal was $600, but I was not able to do that. Ended up doing my typical $300. I broke it up like between 3 different transactions, so $100 times 3, which is why I have this up here. I did really want to reach that $600 because the market is so low right now, on sale, as I like to say, but it just wasn't going to be possible because of other purchases. Donate, I budgeted $50. I should have gone higher knowing that I have my foster dog. So anything that I purchase for my foster dog, I consider a donation since she is not my dog. So that was $115.62. I bought her some food, some more supplements for her skin and such. So yeah, it is what it is. Rent, trash, and pest fee, $1,537 per usual as of May, or as of this month. This is the first month that I've paid it at this new rate in full. Wi-Fi, $55 with Google Fiber. Electricity, okay, so I noticed that my electricity has been a big thing lately because it is so expensive right now. And even I already can see, I have like a usage limit email. I get notifications if things go over a certain amount. So I set the threshold at $72 per month, and I'm already over that. And there's still another like 15 days to go in this billing period. So it's going to be another high one. I don't know what to do about it. I have spoken to my leasing office. I'm still waiting to hear back. It's really frustrating. I did notice that Georgia Power did not pull anything from I didn't pay anything in May. So I don't know if that's part of the issue. They ended up billing me this $92.05 on like June 7th. And that was for, some period in, I think it was from mid-April to mid-May that this bill covers. So I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if that's the reason why it's going up, because I missed a month of payment. But if that's the case, I could understand a little bit more, but it still should not be this high. So I am still trying to figure that out. But in May, I did say that I paid $92.05 because that's what I got in the email, but I checked my bank statement and I never paid that in May. It came out in June. And I just have auto pay set up. So that was not me, that was what they did. So yeah, over budget there by $22.05. Water and sewage, luckily, is still low, $15.84. Groceries, I budgeted $300. And something I completely forgot about was that I would be traveling to Massachusetts. I traveled there to go to my grandma's memorial and ended up buying more groceries because of that. So that was $342.37. So not too bad, $42.37 over budget. And yeah, I mean, things are a little bit more expensive. Up in Massachusetts, food is definitely more expensive, and I did split this with my sister. But still, I'm still pretty proud of $342 for the month. Same thing with food out. So I budgeted $35, completely forgot that I was going to Massachusetts, or I just didn't count that into my budget. So ended up spending $94.95, over budget by almost $60. This does include that meal that I was talking about. The $20.39 was the virtual lunch that I had with my company. They reimbursed me for that. So technically I spent like $74 on food out. Gas for my car, I budgeted $30. I spent nothing. I didn't fill up my tank at all in June. I will be filling it up in July, but I probably will only have to do it once, which I'm very happy about. Student loan savings, and my goal was $1,000. I wanted to do $1,000, but only ended up saving $386.72. Unfortunately, we are going to work on this. In July, it should be higher, and going forward, it should be higher. Health and beauty, I budgeted $50. I did go a little over budget, but not too bad. $54.99. I joined the Sculpt 2 program. I had to pay for blood testing. The bill came through. My Humira of $5, and there was a vitamin that I needed to purchase and I forgot about, so that was what made this up, and over budget by $4.99 there. Phone, $40. Dogs, $160, including like pet insurance and all that. Just to clarify, this does not include the money I spent on my foster dog. As I said, that goes into donations. My sister and I adopted dogs together when we lived together. She now has them, so she takes care of them, so I send her money for that. I send her money for the health insurance that we pay for them, and like just the food and support, whatever, for all of that. So just to clarify on what this money is for. They are still my dogs. I still count them as like somewhat my responsibility because my sister and I adopted them together. Okay, business, I budgeted $12 because I wasn't sure if I thought I would purchase my laptop in May. I did not, and so ultimately I spent $2,180.92. So you can see I did spend that $12. That's for like Google Workspace, and then the rest was on my new MacBook, which I really, really love it. I decided to go with the MacBook 2021 14-inch, the MacBook Pro, 14-inch, 2021. It's absolutely beautiful. The reason I wanted to go with this is because it has the ports that I need on the side. Like I have a SD card. If you purchase the 13-inch MacBook Pro, you have to buy the extensions, and I just hate that. I hate things like hanging off of my laptop, and I think this was worth it to get that. I hate that Apple took that away from the 13-inch because they can put it on there, but they're just, how Apple is. It also has the touch bar, which I did not want, so it's like a touch screen on the keyboard, And I've heard a lot of people love it, but I've also heard for a lot of people that it doesn't work, and I'm not here for that. So I just prefer to click the buttons. So that was that. As y'all know, okay, so I said I pulled $1,405 from my sinking funds. That's how much I had saved for a MacBook, because I was expecting to purchase the 13-inch, which costs like $1,300. So obviously I ended up spending a lot more. This one was more expensive, and at least I had the $1,400 to pay for that, but there is that difference there of, you know, over $600. That's also the reason why you don't see too much put toward my student loans, because I didn't put $600 to my emergency fund. So you would think I could put that to my student loans, but no, I had to put that toward paying for this. So, which is fine with me. This is an investment. I do consider it an investment. I really needed a laptop because my old one was like 8 years old and causing some issues. And I also can write this off, which benefits me for tax purposes. Okay, Netflix, $15.49. Personal, okay, so I budgeted 15, and okay, let me just show you. So I spent $254.06, obviously way over budget, and I had talked about this in my July budget, how I was feeling about finances. So let me explain what I purchased. So I purchased hair ties. That was like, I don't know, not even $10. I needed some new hair ties. I did purchase some earrings because I have a lot of piercings, and a couple of mine were just like tarnishing, and I just needed some new ones to replace them. I did purchase a workbook, a manifestation workbook, which I will be working through. It is about money, and yeah, I just got excited to purchase that. That was like $20. The biggest thing here was the workout clothes. And in my July budget, I was explaining how I was so frustrated because I wanted to purchase these things. It was workout clothes. I love workout clothes. That's like my thing. I feel comfortable in them. I love working out. I go to the gym basically every single day, and that's what I like to wear and what I like to purchase. Okay, so I wanted these workout clothes. I had put them in my cart. I had purchased them, and then I canceled the purchase, which I mentioned in my July budget. And then I read some comments from people, and I still wanted this. Like I felt guilty about making this purchase, but I didn't not want those things. So I was like, basically F it, and I added those things back to my cart and remade the purchase. Not all the things though. I actually ended up not spending as much as I was going to from that first purchase, but I did go ahead and spend on workout clothes. That was like $182. And I feel fine about it now. I am a grown woman, and if I want to make a purchase for myself, I am going to. I did budget like I think $200 for July on personal spending. I don't think I'll spend that much, so I can kind of balance out what I spent between June and July. I can't guarantee that, but I think me spending a couple hundred on myself is okay. I have the money. I'm fine. My emergency, I think some people will see it as a negative thing. I'm sorry if that disappointed anybody, but it was a decision I decided to go with, and I feel fine about it. And yeah. Anyways, gifts. I budgeted $20, ended up not spending anything. We were actually out of town for Father's Day, so that's part of the reason. I may end up purchasing something in this month for July for my dad for Father's Day, but he's not like huge on that anyway. There were a couple of things that I had to add on, so I decided to add a separate household purchase. That was $76.11. My sink was clogged. I purchased a drain snake. That wasn't too expensive. I purchased a couple of mosquito candles for my balcony when I sit out there because, it's summertime, mosquitoes start to come. And then I did purchase a blanket. I purchased a thin like waffle blanket because I just wanted something lighter for the summertime. I really, really love it. It was a great purchase, and that was like $50 or so. So between everything, $76.11. I think going forward, I am going to put things separate, like household separate from groceries, because that's what I've typically done. And yeah, starting in July, I'm going to separate those out because like when I buy laundry detergent or household cleaning stuff, I think it should probably be separate from groceries. Okay, the next thing was travel. So again, I completely disregarded that I was going to Massachusetts for making this budget, and I did have to lift back to my house. Me and my sister did, so we split this. It was like $40 and some change total, but once we split it, $20.70. Yeah, so that was really the only thing for travel. Not too bad there. We just didn't have a ride back from the airport back to my apartment. Okay, so in total, I spent $6,541.82. My income minus expenses shows a negative number, but I'm never overdrafting my account. I do always pay off my credit cards. I'm able to move money around, or I have money rolled over from the previous month that everything is taken care of. So as you can see, I don't account for rollover money here. And yeah, I always have something to work things out. So it does show negative, but that doesn't mean that I'm overdrafting or anything. You can see that obviously I did spend a lot more than I intended to. The main categories for that are, my business for this new laptop and then personal spending. But I don't want to stress about it. And yeah, that's my spending for June. Definitely not as strong as May. Nowhere close to as strong, but we're still doing okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at my savings and investments and my net worth. We're going to start with my savings. This is all in my high yield savings account from the last day of the month, so the interest did go through. As I said, I use Marcus by Goldman Sachs. My taxes, I put $200 there, so I did have to pay my taxes in June, my estimated taxes, and then all that money was gone, but then I replenished with $200. So it's at $200.32 there. I don't count that in my net worth or anything of that sort. It's just here to show y'all. Emergency fund, as I said, I didn't put anything to it, so it's at $6,027.62. You can see it went up $7 and like $7 because of my interest. So that's a good amount. We're gonna hover around 6,000 for basically the rest of the year. Gifts, I now have $338.70. Travel, I'm at $201.35. Car/car maintenance, $1,763.97. That's a great amount. I'm happy to see this continuing to go up. I barely spend anything on like car maintenance and such. Car insurance, $360.92. That's just so I can pay my 6-month premium. Beauty, $512.42. This is for future beauty purchases. Zero to profit, I didn't put anything there, $14.08, so 1 cent up. MacBook, as y'all saw, I did use it, so now this is just the interest. I completely got it down to 0, and 72 cents was gained in interest. Phone, $114.87. This is to purchase a new phone at some point, probably next year. And then my student loan savings reached $17,419.60. Now you can see this is just like a random number, and y'all know that for my Transfer Tuesdays, I typically get it to an even number. I had gained $19.60 in interest there, which is a lot. That's quite a bit. I'm very happy about that. In total, I have $26,954.57 in savings. That's really good, obviously down from last month, but I am happy to see this at a pretty large amount. Now to my investments. We have my Roth IRA at $8,924.36, down 6% compared to last month. I was actually shocked to see this number. So I had put in my $300. Things were actually looking okay. Like I was over $9,000 in my Roth. And then at the end of the month, I checked my account and it was under $9,000 again. I was like, wow, okay. So that's that. My 401k, $2,224.40, up 27.3% there. This is invested in different things. It's doing quite well because $600 goes into here each month. So it makes a big difference on when there's such a small amount invested. And this is the only investment I have that keeps on going up. The trend lately has been down. So M1 Invest, this is my brokerage account, all invested in BTI. I'm at $5,470.06, down 8.2% compared to last month. Again, same thing there. I can't, it is what it is. I didn't put anything toward that, but yeah, obviously this has been quite high before, and now we are down. Coinbase, this one went down a lot. Now at $278.84, so down 36.3% compared to last month. Bitcoin is way down. I think it's like 18,000, and that's the bulk of my investments here. This was really just like to play with Bitcoin. I'm not too stressed about this. It's not a big deal. Obviously, I don't put too much of my money there, and a lot of this was referrals, but I do hope that Bitcoin goes way back up again so my money could at least double. And I'm not super interested in keeping crypto long term. So at that point, I would probably sell it off and use it for my student loans or something. Webull this was just a referral, $77.20 there. It's just the Starbucks stock. When I first had it, it was like worth $111 or something, and I should have just sold it then. But yeah, I wanted to get back over that before I sell it. So down 2.9%. Who knows how long that will take. Basically the same thing here with Fidelity. The reason I opened the Fidelity account was because all I had to do was put in $50 and they would give me $100. And I should have just not invested the money. I thought you had to, but I don't think that was the case. So this is down to 140.52, down 2.5% compared to last month. I just want this to get over 150, and then I will sell that and get it back. So $50 of this amount was invested. 100 was just like given to me as part of the promo. So I could pull out 100 if I wanted to. It's not actually invested, but yeah, that's what we're sitting at, and that's the plan with that one as well. And then you can see that my total invested is $17,115.38 and down 4.2% compared to last month, but that is okay. Now we're gonna go down to my net worth, which you can see already. This does include everything that I just went through, excluding the taxes, and then I also add how much I have in my checking account at the end of the month, and that's what's here, over $2,200. Total assets over $46,000, but not quite enough to be higher than last month. So my net worth did go down. My net worth is $10,149.51. Few hundred down from May, but I'm not stressed about it. I'm happy to still be over the 10,000 mark. I really, really hope, fingers crossed, that I do not drop below that, because it's like a milestone, and I don't want to lose that milestone. It's really not that big of a deal, but I want to stay over 10,000. So definitely have to work on increasing as much as I can my savings and my investments. So here's my chart so far for 2022. Not too bad, but there is that drop there. And if we come down here, to compare, I like to see 2021 and 2022 together. And it's much nicer to see it this way, going up, and yeah, it'll go back up. Final thing here is my credit score. It just went up 1 point to 779, and that just happened. So yeah, not too worried about that. So that is June. As I said, not the strongest month, not the greatest month. Y'all know I was not in a great financial money mindset, whatever you want to call it, but I am working on it. I do feel hopeful. I am feeling a little bit better, not as as bad as I was feeling, but I'm still feeling that impatience. I want to be further along. I want to be done with this. I'm tired of the student loans. Yeah, it's just annoying that it's like hovering there constantly. But it's okay. We are good. Everything is fine. I hope y'all had an amazing June and also have an amazing July and rest of 2022. Please comment down below how your month of June was in regard to your finances. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.